Hello there, and welcome back to Recap Mania. Buckle up as we dive into the wild world of Ferdinand. The animated gem is a heartwarming tale of a little bull with a colossal spirit. Get ready to frolic through the sun-kissed fields of Casa del Toro as we follow Ferdinand's epic journey. Our hero may have been selected for bullfighting, but his gentle soul rebels against the cruel practice. So join us as we witness Ferdinand's heroic quest to follow his heart and live life on his own terms. The movie begins in Casa del Toro, a bull training ranch where the older bulls wait anxiously to see which one of them will be chosen to fight a matador. Meanwhile, 3 newborn calves, including Ferdinand, watch in awe. But Ferdinand isn't interested in fighting, he's more concerned with his beloved Rose, which he carefully tends to in the field. Unfortunately, Ferdinand's gentle nature makes him an easy target for the other calves, especially Valiente and his cronies, Guapo and Bones. They pick on Ferdinand relentlessly, making his life at the ranch a living hell. As the elder bulls start battling it out for the chance to face the matador, Ferdinand and Valiente's dads both join in the fray. The matador ultimately selects Ferdinand's dad, and the bull bids a heartbreaking farewell to his son. However, Valiente's dad, in a cold-hearted move, rejects his own son. Valiente, in turn, takes out his anger on Ferdinand, crushing his precious Rose under his hoof. As the story goes on, Ferdinand witnesses the same vehicle that took away his father returning, but without his dad inside. Ferdinand's heart sinks as he realizes that something must have happened to his father. Overwhelmed with grief, Ferdinand runs away from the ranch and manages to escape from his captors. However, he soon finds himself lost and alone in a world he does not know. It is not until he's discovered by a friendly florist named Juan and his trusty dog Paco that Ferdinand's fortunes begin to change. Juan and Paco bring Ferdinand into their home and introduce him to Juan's daughter, Nina. It's not long before Nina and Ferdinand develop a deep bond as she discovers that Ferdinand has a passion for flowers just like she does. Nina becomes Ferdinand's closest companion and takes care of him with love and affection, even though Paco may not be too thrilled about it. Ferdinand has now grown into a massive bull, but his loving and kind nature remains the same. Even though he considers Paco to be his brother, the dog refuses to admit it, though his tail wags every time Ferdinand calls him his brother. Juan and Nina are excited to attend the town's annual flower festival, but Ferdinand is too big. He sneaks into the flower fair alone. He frightens the town as he wanders. This is when things get bad because Ferdinand is stung by a bee, which upsets Nina. He howls in pain and appears to be attacking. He panics, alerting authorities. In desperation, he hides in a china shop but sneezes, causing chaos. Nina cries as Ferdinand is arrested. As Ferdinand returns to Casa del Toro, he reunites with his old friends who have grown up just like him. He meets Lupe, a hilarious coaching goat voiced by the talented Kate McKinnon. Lupe takes him around to meet the other bulls, including Valiente, Guapo, Bones, Agnes, and Maquina, who is rumored to be a product of a scientific experiment. Valiente wants to fight Ferdinand despite Guapo and Bones' amazement at his transformation into a massive bull. Ferdinand must confront Valiente's aggression and show that life is more than fighting. Ferdinand meets Una, Dos, and Cuatro, 3 mischievous hedgehogs at Lupe's stable. Ferdinand's size scares the hedgehogs at first, but he's a gentle giant and they warm up to him. Hans, Greta, and Klaus, 3 snobbish German horses, mock the bulls for being smelly and unclean. The next day, the ranch receives a visit from El Primero, a famous but arrogant bullfighter. He is on the hunt for the strongest bull to fight in the ring for what is supposed to be his final fight. Valiente is confident that he will be chosen after defeating the other bulls. The bulls are led into the ring, but Ferdinand refuses to fight. Guapo is too nervous, Agnes can't see, and Bones is too small. El Primero is furious with the bulls and shows his displeasure. Eventually, a truck arrives and Guapo is loaded onto it, with the other bulls assuming that he was chosen by El Primero. However, they soon realize that Guapo is being taken to a nearby slaughterhouse. Valiente declares that if Ferdinand won't fight, he's nothing but meat. Ferdinand proves to be a worthy friend to the other bulls, earning the respect and admiration of them. He helps Agnes by grooming him and even engages in a lively dance-off with Agnes, Maquina, and Bones against the snobby horses. The horses end up getting shocked by the electric fence and humiliated. Despite all of this, Valiente still looks down on Ferdinand, taunting him and calling him a coward for not wanting to fight. But Ferdinand has had enough of Valiente's bullying and finally stands up for himself, resulting in Valiente's horn breaking off. El Primero, the haughty bullfighter, takes notice of Ferdinand's strength and bravery and selects him to be the warrior. Meanwhile, Valiente is taken away to the slaughterhouse. With Ferdinand as their new leader, the bulls are finally able to live a life of peace and freedom. Ferdinand makes a bold decision to escape from the ranch and return to Nina. He can't stand the thought of being forced to fight and risk his life in the bullfighting ring or at the butcher. Ferdinand convinces Lupe, his coaching goat friend, to join him on his journey, hoping to spread the love he feels and show others there's a better way to live. The daring duo enlist the help of the mischievous hedgehogs to sneak out of the ranch, but as they pass a wall adorned with bull horns, Ferdinand can't help but feel a sense of dread. The wall serves as a grim reminder of the fate that awaits the bulls who are forced to fight. With a heavy heart, Ferdinand decides to free the other bulls and give them a chance at life. Their rescue mission takes them to the slaughterhouse, where Ferdinand risks everything to save his fellow bulls, including Valiente, who once bullied and belittled him. As they flee, they accidentally trigger the slaughterhouse's mechanisms, nearly costing them their lives. But they manage to break free, and Valiente finally sees Ferdinand's perspective, joining his fight against the bullfighting industry. As the animals hatch their escape plan, they come up with a daring idea to kidnap the rancher's pickup and head towards the town. El Primero catches wind of their plan and threatens the ranch owner, Moreno, forcing him and his ranchers to pursue the animals. Chaos ensues as the animals race through town, causing a stir among the locals. However, luck is on their side as they stumble upon a railway yard and find a way to escape. To their surprise, the bulls are able to drive a tiny cart and make it to the train. But as the train pulls away, Ferdinand stays behind to ensure everyone gets aboard. Unfortunately, he is caught by the ranchers and taken captive. News of Ferdinand's captivity spreads throughout Spain, and Juan and Paco witness it on TV. Without a second thought, Juan rushes to grab Nina so they can rescue their beloved Ferdinand. The stadium is packed with an excited crowd eagerly awaiting the bullfight. Ferdinand is pushed out into the ring, but he refuses to fight despite the prodding of the employees. Lupe, who was abducted with Ferdinand, tries to convince him to fight for his safety, but he won't budge. Suddenly, Ferdinand accidentally knocks El Primero against the wall, enraging the matador. El Primero then tries to strike Ferdinand with banderias, causing a gash on his shoulder. Ferdinand looks into El Primero's eyes and terrifies the matador, but his peaceful nature resurfaces when he notices a fallen rose on the ground, reminding him of his happy memories on the farm with Nina. El Primero prepares to kill Ferdinand but hesitates when the bull resigns himself. The crowd urges El Primero to spare Ferdinand's life just as Nina and her father arrive at the scene. El Primero ultimately saves Ferdinand and leaves with his dignity intact. Nina runs to the field to embrace Ferdinand, and the other bulls join them in celebration. As the sun sets on the farm, Ferdinand and his friends are finally back home. Nina warmly greets Lupe, showing her the love and affection she deserves. Ferdinand takes a stroll with his companions and they stop by his favorite tree and field of flowers. The colors of the sunset paint the sky with shades of pink, orange, and purple, as Ferdinand reflects on his journey and the lessons he learned along the way. It's a peaceful moment, and for Ferdinand, there's nowhere else he'd rather be. So, with that, this movie recap episode has come to an end. Let us know if you are intrigued to watch the movie after seeing our recap in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more movie recaps. Till then, goodbye.